So good morning, everyone. We're going to get started just like usual. So let's find all that length through our spine, pull that belly button back, and we're going to start with 10 chin tucks. Let's get ready and begin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. Let's take a moment to reset our spine here. Okay. And we're going to pull that left back up, belly button back in. We're going to pull back into our chin tuck, and we're going to head turn, alternating for 10. Ready? And begin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, we're going into the next part of our warm-up. We're going to warm up that spine. 3 moves today here. We're going to hit our cat-cow. Okay, so either seated, right? We can do it right here, seated, or you can put your hands on the bench. After that, we're going to do our side steps with a lateral bend. Here's our seated variety right here. And then the last one we're going to do is lateral shift. Okay, so for seated variety here, we're reaching towards our opposite foot. Okay, so there are your 3 seated varieties for our warm-up, our part 1 warm-up here. So let's go ahead and get started. Cat-cow to start us off in 3, 2, and 1. Palms on the bench or on your thighs. Going to exhale as you round up, pull that belly button towards your spine. Inhale as you sink back down. Take notice how your hips and shoulders have to move simultaneously to make your spine flex and extend. We're just doing 1 round of each moves, 1 minute each. We have 10 more seconds here, and then we'll go into those lateral bends with our side step. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, moving on to side bends. Step it out. Really think of reaching up and out, over, feel a nice stretch through that side body. And as we continue to do this, maybe start to notice that lateral flexion through your spine, right? Move at your pace. We're halfway through this one. 5 more seconds here, and then we'll go into those lateral shifts. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, so wider stance here. Okay, we're gonna reach over. We'll stand it up in between because we're going for a full minute here. Okay, so shift your hip back behind you and reach towards that opposite foot. Okay, stand up in between. So you have a side view of pushing the hips back. This is what I mean here. Hip back, right? Versus knee forward. We don't want this one, right? We want this one, okay? A little past halfway. Some 10 seconds here. 3, 2, and 1. All right, guys. 3 minutes. Get into that spine and hips and shoulders here. Now we're going to go into our first block here. We're doing cardio strength mixes today. 3 blocks and then our abs. AB style. So our first one, we're going to do goalpost fly, 2 cardio moves, and then 2 strength moves in upper and lower body. So our first cardio move, goalpost with our side step, so we can open up that chest and shoulders and get into strengthening our back, okay? Second one is our alternating side step squat with a center wood chop. So here we'll go, for this one, we'll go tap, center, up, together, out, chop, up, together. Okay, so this is your seated variety for that side step squat today in our cardio. Okay, after that, we're going to do a goalpost fly. We'll have light dumbbells here. Okay, open up to overhead press and then bring it back together. If overhead pressing is uncomfortable for your body, we'll go into our goalpost. Light weights here or no weight, internal rotation, and then external and back together. Okay, so this is your option if this hurts. Okay, you'll go here. All right, okay, so that, and then our second one, I'm sorry, sumo squats. Our second strength move is a sumo squat. Okay, so if you're seated here, we're going to do tap, tap, leg extension, squeeze those quads, leg extension. Okay, in that pattern. All right, guys, let's get started. 45 seconds is going to go on the clock here. And we are starting with our 2 cardio moves for 2 rounds first. So get ready for that side step, goalpost fly. In 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. So trying to synchronize that step with the goalpost. Right, really squeezing my shoulder blades together, trying to keep my elbows around shoulder height. And trying not to have those shoulders scrunch up towards our ears, right? Try to keep the shoulders from creeping up somewhere up here, right? That only causes us a little discomfort there. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, we're moving on to our side step squat with that center wood chop, okay? Put our palms together for our axe here. Here we go, 3, 2, and 1. So we're going to side step, chop, chop. All right, momentum through the arms. Once again, we're synchronizing that chop with our side step. Halfway through this one. Ten seconds. 3, 2, and time. All right, we're going back to that first exercise. Goalpost fly with our side step. Let's get ready in 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. Give side profile here. Ten seconds. And time on that one. Okay, going back to those side step squats with that center wood chop. 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. Show side view here. Good, 10 more seconds here. 3, 2, and 1. Ooh, okay. Moving on to our 2 strength moves now. So, lighter dumbbells here for our goalpost fly to overhead press or internal external rotation. Here we go. Ready? And begin. So we're going to open up, press, and back. Move at your pace here. Okay, show you from the side. Yeah. Be on these. 10 seconds. 3, 2, and time. Ooh, okay. Moving on to our sumo squats. So if you have a variety of weights, this is one where you could go a little heavier on this one since our glutes and our legs are larger muscle groups, okay? Wide stance outside of the width of the shoulders here. Here we go. Nice, we're gonna sink our hips back and down. Press the floor away. Back and down. Right? Squeeze those glutes and those thighs as you're pressing the floor away to stand. Good, 10 more seconds here. 3, 2, and time. Okay, back to our goalpost fly, paired with that overhead press, or remember our other option, internal, external, okay? All right, here we go. 3, 2, and time. Open, press, and bring it back. Also do a split stance like I'm doing here if you feel any pressure in your lower back. Helps alleviate it. Past halfway. Getting all 3 heads of the shoulder with this fly and this overhead press here, right? The front, the middle, and the rear delt. And rest. Whew. Okay, back to sumo squats. All right, wide stance outside the width of the shoulders there. Toes are flared out to the side. 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. Sink those hips back and down. Push the floor away. Squeeze glutes and thighs. Imagine you have to pull something heavy out of a hole in the ground, right? And your feet are the leverage, right? So you're not just pulling with your upper body, right? You're using your lower body, pressing your feet into the floor. 10 seconds. 3, 2, and 1. All right, nice work. We're going to take it all the way to the top so we hit our 3rd round. So we're back to those cardio moves. Just 1 round of everything now. Back to those side step with that goalpost fly. 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. Pass halfway. Remember to keep those shoulders down, right? We're not scrunched up like this, right? Don't want to cause any irritation in our neck and shoulders if we can help it. 3, 2, and time. All done with those. Okay, side step squats with our center wood chop. And in 3, 2, and 1, here we go. Halfway right here. Ten seconds. 3, 2, and time on those. Okay. Going back to those 2 strength moves now. Goalpost fly to overhead press or internal, external rotation. Let's get ready. 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. Just past halfway. Three, 2, and 1. Woo, all done with those. We've got one more set of sumo squats, and then we're going to move on to the next block. Same pattern, but just different moves, okay? All right, wider stance, outside the width of those shoulders, and in 3, 2, and 1. We're going to sink those hips back and down. Press the floor, way to pull that weight up. Good. Halfway. 10 seconds. 3, 2, and 1. All right, guys, take a rest. That was our first block. Okay, so the next block, like I said, follows that same pattern. Our new first 2 cardio exercises will be our W pull down, right? Kind of a diagonal W pull down, right? Like this with our heel kick back. And if that's too much, you can always just tap it back as well, okay? A little more active with the heel kick back, you're getting a little more glute activation. Okay, if you just do the tap back, that's great too, because you're getting a lot of opening through that hip flexor, okay? Either or, if we're seated, you're just gonna tap those toes back, okay? Second one, slip rope squats. All right, so if you're seated, wider stance, we're gonna clear this imaginary rope with just our upper body, and we're gonna keep those legs nice and wide in that sumo position. Okay, if we're standing, we've got to slip underneath that imaginary rope, okay? Then we have front raise to lateral raise combo. Okay, so lateral raise to front raise, and then we switch. Okay, so main thing is we're only coming up shoulder height. We don't want to take it too high up here. Okay, just right at shoulder height there. All right, that's going to look the same seated or standing. And then our second one is our hinge and row. So one of our staples, right? Shoulders back and down, push the hips back, row, and then drive them forward, okay? If you're seated, same idea here. Sit a little bit closer to the edge of your chair, and with a neutral spine, lean forward, row towards your pockets here, and then come back upright, okay? And alternate that pattern there. All right, guys. Block 2, starting with those 2 cardio moves for 4 minutes to get us going here. W pull down with that kickback. Let's get ready. 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. And another thing that might interest you in different ways of doing this, the kickback is a little bit slower, right? But there's more muscle and glute focus here. Where the tap back, you could probably be a little quicker if you're into more of a cardio focus, okay? So both will get your heart rate elevated because we're moving a lot of joints, but maybe that helps you to decide which one you like better. Three, 2, and 1, okay? Second cardio move is those slip rope squats, all right? So that imaginary rope is about shoulder height here, okay? And we gotta clear it. Here we go, 3, 2, and 1, there it is. You gotta go under and over it. Halfway. Ten seconds. 3, 2, and 1. All right, 1 round done. Going back to the top with that W pull down and kick back. All right, here we go. In 3, 2, and 1. A lot of body weight work for our back muscles here, right? Helping with our posture and keeping those muscles active. Get nice blood flow to them. Ten seconds. 3, 2, and time. Whew. Telling you, they never get easier for me. All right, back to those slip rope squats. Take your drinks as you need them. Here we go. 3, 2, and 1. Under and over. So important for us to move not only forward and back, but lateral side to side and rotational so that we can really train every angle our body is designed to move in. 3, 2, and time. Okay, going on to our strengths session. Part of this block here, front raise to lateral raise combo. 3, 2, and 1. All right, so either step back like so to support your lower back, or if you're together here, just make sure you're tucking that pelvis, providing a stable base of support. So back to working the shoulders a little more. Control them on the way down, right? Like right here. Make sure we're not just plopping them down, right? We can work on that easier portion by controlling how fast gravity wants to help us. 3, 2, and time. Nice work. Hinge and row. Okay, lats and the back of our legs and glutes. So if you have more than one pair of weights, a little heavier is good here. Okay. Roll those shoulders back and down. And here we go. Hips back. Row towards the pockets. Drive the hips forward. Halfway. Ten more seconds here. 3, 2, and time. Okay. Back to our upper body with that frontal lateral raise. Lighter weights here. Here we go in 3, 2, and 1. Tuck that pelvis there. Good, just 10 more seconds here. 3, 2, and 1. Whew, felt that set. All right, back to our hinge and row. Roll those shoulders back and down, and in 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. Hinge, go to the pockets, drive those hips forward. That's halfway. Less than 10. 3, 2, and time. All right, nice work. Time to go all the way to the top, putting them all together here. So back to our W pull down with a straight leg kick back. Here we go. 3, 2, and 1. Halfway. Ten seconds. 3, 2, and time. Whew. All done those. Back to our slip rope squats here. Here we go. 3, 2, and 1. Over and over. Past halfway. Three, two, and time on those, okay? One more round of our strength moves, back to our front to lateral raise combo, lighter weights. All right, think of that little pelvic tuck, right? Here we go. Either that or that split stance. Nice and slow as we lower down. Past halfway. Five seconds. Three, two, and time. Woo, okay. On to our hinge and row, and then we're moving on again. Roll those shoulders back and down. And here we go. Hips go back, row to the pockets. Drive those hips forward. When we're hitting that row, think of our back muscles there, behind the rib cage. And then when we're completing our hinge and we're pushing our hips forward, give your glutes and hamstrings a nice big squeeze. Past halfway. Count 10. 3, 2, and time. All right, guys, nice work. That was our second cardio strength block. We've got one more block. It's going to be a little shorter. We have one cardio move, and we have our straight leg step backs that we've been working on the past few weeks. I want to keep on building on that, okay? So just one cardio move and one strength move, but it's a single leg strength move, right? So this is the one where we'll hold on to the side of our chair here. And maybe you're at a point where you don't need to, and you don't need to hold on to a chair. Don't feel like you have to here, right? It's just a way to help make sure that you're getting in good form. Okay, so we'll take one weight, right? When we're doing this one here, okay? And holding on to our chair, we're gonna long step back, right? Right, and then all the weight is in this front leg. I'm gonna use my glute to drive and stand forward. Step back, drive forward, right? From the side or from the front, step back, drive forward. So my front leg is the working leg, okay? All right, the weight is in the opposite hand. And before we do those though, we have our chair tap and row. So what these will look like seated is for your chair tap and row, you're gonna do a knee raise and row, okay? And then when we go into our strength for the legs, lean back, hold on to your chair here, all on one side, you're gonna push that heavy imaginary object away and then tap it down, bring it back up, push away, and repeat for the full time, okay? All right, guys, let's get into it. Final block before abs here. Starting with that bench tap or chair tap and row in 3, 2, and 1. Here we go, guys. So synchronizing that tap with those elbows pulling back into our row. 5 more seconds here. 3, 2, and time. Nice work. Okay, we're gonna pick a lead leg to start with here. First step back. All right, weight is in the same hand as the leg that's stepping back. Here we go in 3, 2, and 1. Long step back, drive forward using that glute. All right. So kind of from the crown of my head to the tip of my toe, I'm trying to feel like I'm in a relatively straight line there, right? So you'll be able to feel that glute working for you there. Drive that hip forward, right? 10 more seconds on this side. Back down. Left sole is above the floor. 3, 2, and time. Woo. All right. Let's set up for the other side here. 8 a little bit. And in 3, 2, and 1. Other side. Okay, so I'm really talking to my glutes. Pushing into the floor with that front foot so I can really engage here. Three, 2, and 1. All right, nice work. We're going back to that bench tap and row, top of row 2 here. Right, so this one helps us work on our quads and hip flexors and gives our strength move a little bit of rest. Here we go. Airplay. And seconds. 3, 2, and time. Woo! Okay, back to those straight leg step backs. Glute focus here. This round come to the front here. Ready and begin. Okay, so step back long, drive it forward. So it's almost like my dumbbell is kind of parallel to my foot. Ten more seconds. 3, 2, and time. Ooh, should feel that glute talking to you. All right, I'm just gonna do a little flip here. So I'm still facing you. And other side in 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. 10 more seconds. 3, 2, and time. Oh my. Okay, guys. One more round through, okay? Final set of everything. Then we're on to abs. Okay, so bench, tap, and row coming up. 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. Okay. Ten seconds. 3, 2, and time. Whew. All done with those. Okay, just one more set of our straight leg step back. Glute focused lunges here. Here we go. 3, 2, and 1. Step back. Halfway down the side. Ten more seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Whew. Okay, one more side to get through. All right, taking off in 5. Here we go. 3, 2, and 1. Other leg. There, guys. Down to our final 10 seconds. 3, 2, and time. Oh my. That last set hit me hard. Okay, guys, take a recovery here. Get a drink, and I'll start explaining our abs today. Almost there. Okay, so we got okay, so we'll hold on to the base of our chair here, okay? And we're gonna go abduction, knee tuck. All right, we've done this before. Knee tuck, out, knee tuck, okay? Hold on to that chair a little bit there, and if you have to, you could always do knee tuck, okay? If 2 feels really aggressive. All right, you can always take it to 2. And then our second one here is light fingertip grip on the back of the head here. I'm not interlacing or anything. I'm trying to keep my elbows back, okay? So from here, we're just going to knee raise and twist. Okay, either side, okay? All right, guys, let's get into this. We're gonna keep this at 20-10 today. And starting with our abduction to knee raise, double knee raise in 3, holding on to that bench, 2, and 1. Here we go. Out, out, in, knee tuck. 3, 2, and time. All right, second one here, we're gonna sit upright for this one, and we're gonna rotate through our range as we drive that knee up. Ready? And begin. So if I'm twisting to the left, my left knee is going up. If I'm twisting to the right, my right knee is going up. 3, 2, and time. All right, round one done. Okay, let's grab onto that chair again. Slight lean back if you can here. And here we go. Abduct, knee tuck. 2, and 1. Ooh, okay. Bottom of round 2, sitting nice and upright, fingertips right behind the ears here. 3, 2, and 1. Rotate and knee up. 3, 2, and 1. Okay. Top of round 3. Let's grab one on that chair. 3, 2, and 1. Out, in, knee, tuck. 3, 2, and 1. All right. Back to that rotational bicycle here. 3, 2, and 1. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, bottom of round third or top of round 4. All right, top of round 4. Final set of each. Here we go. Out, in, in. 2, and 1. All right, all done with those. One more set of our bicycles here. Sit nice and upright for this one. 3, 2, and 1. 3, 2, and time. All right, guys. Whew. Take a moment to recover. We did it. We'll go ahead and cool down here. Let's start. You can do this seated too here. Let's start with the hips here today. So if you're seated, you can open wide here, and I'm kind of putting pressure on the inside of my thighs here. Great, and I'm dropping one shoulder down towards the opposite foot. Okay, you can do this from a standing position too. But you should feel some stretch through the inner thighs and all through your back here. And your forearms too. Good, and then let's go ahead and switch other side here. Good. From there, let's go ahead, flex and point that ankle, couple rolls, each direction. We'll come out of that. We'll do the same thing on the other side, starting with those ankles, flex them point, some circles. And then we'll figure forward here, find that length through the spine, lean forward with it, feel that glute stretch. Excellent. All right, so from there, we'll come to standing. The back of our chair, let's do a forward fold. This is like a modified down dog, okay? So we're just going to place our palms, fingertips on the back of the chair, push our hips back, feel that stretch through the back side of the body. If it feels good here, maybe you want to sway your hips from side to side a little bit, and if not, just stay nice and still. Either is fine. Good, and then we'll come up from that, okay? And let's go into a shoulder stretch here as our final stretch, okay? So we're gonna pull across and down here. And let's do the same thing on the other side here, pull it down and across. All right, take a nice big inhale up, palms together, exhale to center. One more time, big inhale up, palms together, exhale to heart. Thank you so much, guys. I hope you enjoyed it today.